Good morning, High Tides. Welcome to the first Beach Film News of Season 5 in the 2019-2020 school year. We hope you had a terrific summer. Some of us here at Beach Film News decided to spend many days this summer raising money for the Fine Arts Department by doing parking for Supercon. Let's take a look at some of the people we met there and at the con.
Okay, so my name is Pedro Taisa, and I'm the owner of Random Ramblings Productions. It's a video production company that mainly we have a YouTube channel. We make videos about pop culture, and also we work as event coordinators for conventions, where we basically help them to be the best that they can be.
So tell me who you are.
My name's Kimmy from My Hero Academia.
Really?
Yeah.
We're exhibitors and cosplayers. We came to the event, set up some booths. We had a whole bunch of fun.
I've been helping them this week drive a couple of people and also escort some people to the con or to some of their events, such as Alan Bellman, the famous comic book artist. And if you guys ever want to watch anything interesting, make sure to check out The Media Nut on YouTube or Random Ramblings Productions on YouTube.
Toxic Drone, that's her Instagram tag. So there's all kinds of stuff. If you search just for like Zelda Sport, or if you search for Supercon, go to Supercon, you'll find all kinds of content creators.
There were a ton of people at Supercon this year, and it was quite the new experience. Speaking of new experiences, new IDs, and new students, there's so much going on this new school year, but we can't help but have a couple of questions. Let's take some of these questions over to our principal and see if we can get some clarity.
How are you feeling about this new school year?
I'm actually extremely excited about this school year. That you feel the electricity and the positivity in the atmosphere. The students are happier, the teachers are happier, which is very important, and the community is there. It's been a great first start.
What are your personal plans for this new school year?
Personal plans, okay. There's a couple of things that we're looking at. First is the culture of the school, okay? It's how to shift it into something that's a little more positive. How to shift the culture where the teachers feel happier to be here and they're here. Our students feel happier to be here. There's more activities that they like to be involved in so that everyone really wants to be here. And then when it's time to work, we all know we have to work, right? But we also have a lot of incentives and a lot of positive things happening. So that's one of the main goals. And then the second goal, of course, is the academics. You have to have that academic component where the rigor is getting a little higher, okay? Where we have more students going into higher level classes, where we're really meeting the goals. We have more students passing algebra, geometry, biology, our AP tests, everything, because it goes hand in hand. You can't go into college prepared if the rigor here isn't as high as it needs to be.
How do you feel about the large influx of new students this year?
We've had a lot. We've had a lot of new students. I would say in about a week and a half, we had about 130 new students, okay? They're coming from all over. I'm actually happy about that. I love our school the way it is, the dynamics, the difference, the diversity. So when we bring new students that join our student body, it just makes our student body that much more exciting. That's how I've always looked at it.
And this is related to the prior question.
Right.
Due to this large influx, some classes have a disproportionate amount of students in them, with some having as little as 3 and others as many as 60. And this is more a question for the teachers. But what is being done to deal with this issue and ensure that teachers aren't overwhelmed? Okay,
we are working very, very hard on actually leveling the classes, okay? It's a process, okay? We start off with like the perfect scenario, and we create enough classes for the students that we have. Then all of a sudden you're hit with 100 more students, right? So we don't have 3 or 4 more teachers. So what we're trying to do is we're giving supplements to the teachers, we're creating additional classes for those teachers that want to take those on, and we're leveling. A lot of the classes that are very small in size, we have closed and we've incorporated them together with another class. If you have, for example, a music level 3 and a music level 4, we've put them together. Things so that we can adjust and make things a little more equitable. Some of our classes, especially science and social studies, are extremely, extremely over the top. What I'm hoping is that when I go to budget conference in September, because we do have more students, we'll generate more teachers. And those teachers will be put into those areas where we have the highest need. It's tough right now. I'm begging my teachers for flexibility and understanding, and my students as well. But it's something you can't predict what's going to happen. So we deal with it.
To be more general, what is the current situation with schedules and how are they being resolved?
Okay, we have had a lot of issues with schedules. For instance, new laws being put into place or new restrictions being put in. So it caused a lot of shifting. We have students that need intensive reading, intensive math, and we opened up a few sections, but we had to open more because there were more students when the results came in from the tests that needed those classes. So it has caused a huge impact. Now, what we're doing is we've had the counselors working on schedules, the administration is working on schedules to fill in any duplicate, to fix that, or any missing sections first. After that, then we've gone to because of the leveling, we've had to go and actually look at different classes and say, okay, forensics can't handle 60 students, right? We can only house 40. So we had to go in and remove students and put them into other electives, that were available. So it's caused a lot of shifting, but our shifting should be finished by this week, the major moves, okay? And then little things next week, it might be an elective change or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues that are currently being faced, such as the schedules and the disproportionate amount of students, but it's good to highlight the positives too, such as the fact that our school is now a B school.
Yes.
And I'd like to hear your thoughts on that and how you think we, as the High Tides, were able to retain that.
We're super excited about that B. We just snuck into the B and it's awesome. Really, it happened because of a lot of work. The students were working, the teachers were working, everybody was really looking at specifics. How do we move from here to here? Now we have 84 points from now to the A, and we're shooting for that A. We may not get it this year, but we're gonna get there. It's very focused instruction. It's looking at every single student, where you are. How did you score last year? How are we gonna get you to move to the next level? Because we can move up in proficiency. That means how many passed at 3 and above. We look at learning gains. Did you make enough growth within the year that you were here to make the move? Like you had a level 3, you went to a 4, or 4 to a 5. And then learning gains of the lowest 25%. Sometimes you have the students that really struggle and they're still at a level 1 or a 2. But if they move a level, if they go from a 1 to a 2 or a 2 to a 3, you get points for that as well. So all of those little things, the strategies that we're looking at specific strategies so that we can target certain pockets and really help our students get to that next level. That's the key. We're not a C school. We're a B. We're very happy. I'm super excited. I know everybody is. We're an A school. We need to get back to where we need to be. Anyone looks at our school and no one can tell me that we're not supposed to be an A. Yes, we are. We've got the best kids around. Okay, we have the best community, the best teachers. So there's no reason why we should be anything less.
And this is one that you've probably been asked a lot, but we figured we'd ask if there's still a lot of people that are getting used to the change. But why aren't we as students allowed to wear white anymore as part of the uniform? What guided that decision?
The white, when I first came on board 2 years ago, this is my 3rd year, white was in place. It was more of a dress code. It was white, it was red, and it was gray. Okay? What ended up happening was last year, not this year, last year, when we were talking about starting last school year, what are some of the changes? We had a uniform committee with students, with PTSA, parents, with teachers, and administrators. And we talked about how can we make it a little bit more uniform? Because we really couldn't tell who belonged and who didn't belong. I mean, that's the truth. I have students that look like they're 30. And then I have teachers that look like they're 10. So, you have this mix in here, and sometimes it's hard. And with safety, we got to make sure you guys are safe. So when we started talking about the uniform, we had already talked about white and eliminating the white, because the white, first of all, is see-through. Second of all, there's a lot of things that came with issues with the white. So when we met with the committee, said, okay, if we replace it, what would we replace it with? So we went with the gray and the red. So last year when we started with the uniform store, it was always the gray and the red. I grandfathered in the white last year for 1 year, and it was supposed to be white with the collar and the MB only. Unfortunately, a lot of the students started just with the white. We had to pick and choose our battles. But now that it is mandated that we have uniforms and it is mandated that we have our IDs for safety, we have to stick to the colors that are supposed to be, which is just the red and the gray. Since last year, that's what it should have been all along. So it's not all of a sudden this abrupt change. It's just that I need to be able to look out and see my kids and say, okay, these are my students and this is how, they belong, right? And that's why.
Can you give us a breakdown on the new ID design and the reason for switching into this new design?
And okay, the same thing. It all stemmed from safety. We have a safety committee meeting that meets every month, and it's parents, teachers, and students. And when we're sitting there and talking, how would we identify? How could we turn things a little bit, make things a little different? Because for so long it's been the white and the red and the white and the red. Last year we had a lot of students. We had a student that actually came onto campus that wasn't ours. He didn't belong here, and he had somebody's ID. We had students that were using IDs from 16, 17. Students that would put stickers there on their face so you couldn't see it and you couldn't identify. So we tossed around ideas. How could we change it so that it's a brand spanking new ID, right? And we can really distinguish from one year to the next. So we decided completely different color. We went with the yellow, and then they have stripes along the side. If you're a freshman, it's all yellow. That's it. And then each grade level has a different color stripe, so we can identify right away. And we went with the clips because the clips gets it closer to your face, and you can actually see it right away. Now, I know I've been getting a lot of resistance, and my students want the lanyards. I get it. The yellow you're stuck with because I'm not gonna change that. But what I saw a student actually do yesterday, he came through the gate and he had his lanyard, and he had the ID, instead of hanging at the bottom, he had it clipped right here on the lanyard. Perfect. Because I could see it, it was right there, and you're still using your lanyard. I don't have a problem with that. But it's just easy to identify, and it's easy to know who's who. So that really was the change. It was to change the color completely for safety, so there would be no carryover from year to year. Okay? And putting it so that it's easier for us to access, and I'm not like grabbing you, let me see your ID,
Adding on to the safety of our school,
Yes.
what other procedures are being taken to ensure that we are safe in school?
Okay, well first, last year was the first year we had 2 official police officers, and we still do this year. Last year we had 5 part-time security monitors and 4 full-time. This year we have 5 full-time. Okay, and from what I've heard, my next budget conference we may have a 6th full-time. So we have more bodies in place. I have always put a lot of money into security to make sure that we have enough visibility, because there's a lot of us, right? And we're an open campus. We changed roles, so we have a control center with all the cameras right in the main office, and one of the security monitors actually mans that. So she sees it all day, and she calls things out when she sees students here, they're out of place, whatever, so that we know what's going on campus-wide. And then we shifted some of the individuals from one place to another. We have a new security monitor, Ms. Moore, in the front, and she's like this, it's very, let me see, you can't get out of here, she's very thorough, and it's been really good. So.
And this isn't one we planned, but it's more one I came up with as I witnessed
No
a
worries.
student partaking something that they shouldn't have been partaking in
Right.
earlier. But I am wondering, what steps are you and the administration taking towards dissuading or possibly cracking down on drooling in this facility?
Okay. That's a topic that for me is very, I don't agree with any of that. I'm the mother of 3. I am the mother of 2,400 here, right? And drooling is horrible because it hurts you, right? So anything that's going to hurt any one of my kids is a no. We're checking bathrooms, we're going in. When we catch anyone drooling, it's 5-day outdoor. We catch you with marijuana, it's not only 10-day outdoor, I will go expulsion. It's an illegal substance we can arrest, and we have in the past. It's no nonsense because there's no reason for that here. There are things that you can do outside of here, which I still wouldn't condone, but you can do it outside of mom and dad, but not in school. It is against the law. I mean, even with my age, I can't come in here and I can't drool and I can't smoke, and it's just not permitted. So we will be cracking down more than we did last year.
And lastly, what are you most looking forward to this year?
I'm looking to have fun. I am looking to really get to know you guys on a level where you guys to know me on a level where, okay, she's not just the disciplinarian, She's not just someone that kind of sits over there. We're a family here. Okay, I want to make these 4 years for you guys awesome, so that when you look back on them as adults, you say, you know what, my high school was pretty cool. I had a great time. It was good. I made good friends. I learned a lot. You know, that's what I'm looking forward to, that family feel. And I think now with it being year 3, I think we have a good shot at getting there.
Hopefully we were able to answer some of your questions. And speaking of questions, I think it's time that we open the new school year with a Beach Film News favorite.
They're pretty dope, but when they fall, they make a very loud like sound.
I don't really care. I love them. Save the turtles.
If the cap wasn't so loud when they screwed them off, I'd be okay with them.
Honestly, I don't really care. They're just water bottles. I would say easier, but it's kind of stressful because senior year.
Easier.
Seems a little hard on open.
I wasn't here last year.
I would say it's easier.
I have no idea. I wasn't here last year. In the beginning of the last year. I prefer lanyards.
Clipped.
Lanyard, for sure.
Lanyards.
Lanyards.
Clipped. I mean, I wouldn't wear. I don't know. I like them clipped.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure. I wasn't here for that long last year.
Not very much, to be honest.
If you have any more questions, whether school related or debatable, then be sure to tune into Beach Film News every Friday for the rest of the school year. Have a good one, High Tides.